Canada's biosphere reserves support the Pathway to Canada Target 1 in two key ways. One is by adding hectares to Canada's protected and conserved areas, and the other is by supporting the development of human relationships, which are critical when talking about conservation in Canada, which is a nation of many nations. Biosphere reserves bring together Indigenous peoples, municipalities, other levels of government, civil society organizations, academia, the private sector, youth, and even residents. Biosphere reserves help Canadians achieve common goals around protecting the planet for future generations. In Canada in particular, there are synergies between the philosophy of biosphere reserves and the worldview of Indigenous peoples. Both see humans and the environment as interconnected, and both acknowledge that sustainable livelihoods can be achieved in a way that respects Mother Earth. Biosphere reserves differ in this way from traditional parks and protected areas. Biosphere reserves have been working with communities to help establish other effective area-based conservation measures, also known as OECMs, as well as Indigenous protected and conserved areas, or IPCAs.
Fundy Biosphere Reserve is in the traditional territory of Fort Folly First Nation. So we are working closely together in moving forward in the vision of having an IPCA established in that area. I think our love for the land is what drives us to work together.
The Fundy Biosphere Reserve is partnering with the Fort Folly First Nation to achieve the designation of IPCAs in New Brunswick by bringing together a diverse group of stakeholders that are all looking to move towards the Pathway to Target 1 and the Conservation 2020 goals.
I think it's laying the foundation to not just Indigenous communities, but to non-Indigenous communities of how we can all work together, how it's going to benefit our children, the land, ecosystems.
Biosphere reserves help facilitation of reconciliation because it strengthens, it looks at the relationship between people, the relationship between the environment, and the relationship between everyone that's involved. The Tsatwe Biosphere Reserve is the first of its kind in the world, and it's led by the Delaney Gutine people. We call ourselves the Satuatine people. All of the people that initiated this right from the beginning was from the visions of the elders and the ancestors before us. So it is led entirely by the Satuatine people of Delaney. Our community, the authorities of our community is the Delaney Gutine government, and one of their main visions that they're working is this new initiative called the Indigenous Protected and Conserved Areas strategy, and part of that is long-term protection for Tsatwe. That counts towards a huge percentage towards Canada's pathway to Target 1.
The Truth and Reconciliation Commission of Canada states that reconciliation between Crown and Indigenous peoples can only happen if there's reconciliation with the land. Biosphere reserves are models as well as solutions for reconciliation with the land, and they catalyze the partnerships that are required for intersocietal reconciliation.